Logic versus emotions. Logically thinking, logically speaking, logically just aligning yourself to knowing that you are in control of every single emotion in which you encounter. When you think logically about things, before you go off of emotions, because 9 out of 10, I'm just speaking for myself and women, not necessarily more so men. Just from my experience, again, my experience, I feel like we are emotional beings. We are brought into this world being emotional, like the nurturers, because we're women. So we automatically have that, excuse me, we automatically have that emotional attachment to things. If you can understand what I'm saying. Love, money, whatever it is, children, family. Women, we have that attachment, that emotional attachment. So when I say logic versus emotions, if you can logically think before you react, that will help you balance out your emotions so that you won't just think emotionally and you'll think logically. It's a lot of things that happen that make us overthink or, like just straight up use our emotions. Because if you think about it from when we were younger, that's what we were taught. We were taught to just, oh, you get in trouble, be quiet, or go in the corner, whatever the case may be, you get in trouble. Like the discipline in which they taught us from children, from when we were kids, they taught us to be punished if we did something wrong. Be honored and be giving things when you do something good, right? They never taught us how to learn how to think logically or how to balance our emotions so that we wouldn't think with emotions. We would think logically. I'm learning. I've been learning for years now with finding myself balancing, learning how to cope with different things, alignment, everything in that nature. So I give my personal experiences so I can help someone. When I think logically opposed to emotionally because I'm an emotional person, I get better results. Now, the first tip I would give for why logic over emotions is better is because when I think logically, I put everything into perspective. Okay, so say a situation happens with work and it's an emergency, and 9 out of 10, you already know how it is with corporate. They don't really, you know, you already know how it is. Like, you have to have a legitimate reason for why you're not going to be there. You have to have your letter. You have to have your excuse. You have to have time in order for you to handle whatever it is that you have to handle. So, logically speaking, you would have all of these things. But emotionally, you will feel like, damn, I got to do all of this just to prove that I got something to do or something that's important for my life because that's the way the things is designed in corporate. So out of emotion, you are automatically going to feel a way about all the things in which you have to do logically to get them off your back. So one of the things I do is try my best not to put my emotions first before me thinking logically about what I have to accomplish, if that makes any sense. The second thing in which I do before emotions now is I play everything out from beginning to end. How did this start? How did I even get into this feeling for me to have an emotion? What did I do to create this issue for me to have to think, all right, logically right now, why do you even feel like this? Like, what's the reason for you to have these type of emotions? You understand what I'm saying? So I always try to re let's start from the beginning. Let's start there. That's what I always say. Like, all right, so what happened? I question myself or I question whoever it is that's asking me or want advice or things in that nature. Like, All right, so logically speaking, you feel this way because of what? Your emotions? Yeah. Most of the time, that's what it be. Emotions make you think sometimes not in your best form of being. Like you're just not thinking right because you're going off of emotions. So the third thing that I can say that I do when I'm not thinking logically and I'm thinking with emotions is I meditate. I know I say that all the time, but that's my best way. That's my best way. I mean, everybody got their way. Some people are like, you know what? Let me explain something to you. Meditation is great and it comes in so many different forms. I meditate by listening to music, meditational music. Most people that don't even know it, you meditate every single day by listening to music, regular music, R&B, hip hop, reggae. That's your form of meditation. That takes you to another level, that soothes you, that gets you through your day, that helps you cook, that helps you clean, that helps you do work. It helps you drive, it helps you do a lot of things. So music is a great form of thinking logically, releasing some of your emotions because the words in the song will make your emotions pop in and out. So music is a great form of meditation. So that's one of the tips. That's one of the things that I do when I feel like I'm not thinking logically and I'm thinking with emotions. I listen to something. Another thing in which I do, I believe I'm on 4. I write. I write. I write out what it is that's bothering me, what it is that's making me feel that way, what took me to shifting my energy into allowing it to bother me for so long. You understand what I'm saying? So writing helps. You can write it over and over. You can talk about it a million times on paper just so you can release it and just logically think about your actions as to what you're going to do next. The fifth thing in which I do when I feel like I'm just not thinking logically and I'm thinking out of emotions, I will hit up one of my close friends that have some good common sense. I mean, sometimes you just need to hear someone else's opinion. Not that you got to take their advice, but just hearing their opinion on what your emotions made you feel at that moment that wasn't logic. Everybody needs that good friend that'll be like, listen, Toshiba, you wrong and you gotta do things this way or whatever the case may be. Everybody need that go-to person. You understand? Like, it's okay to not know everything. It's okay to be in balance. It's okay to not think logically and it's okay to think out of emotions. But my goal is to helping you find your balance so that way you can know how to fix these things so you don't be so emotionally attached to so much stuff and you can learn how to logically think and not use your emotions so much, which will cause you to have more things to fucking think about, if that makes any sense. So, logic versus emotions. Before you react, before you speak, before you go off, just try to logically think about everything that came to play before you was upset. That's how you balance your emotions. And again, I ain't perfect. I don't know it all. I'm just going off of my experiences, the things that I do, things that help me balance, things that help me realign myself. I try to use my logical thinking over my emotions. And I hope that this will help you find your balance, find your peace, find your strength to understanding that you're human. It's okay to learn. It's okay to rebalance. And it's okay to use your logic over your emotions.